Comments before your monologue. We're ready.
You ready? We're all good?
Always good.
Okay, good. All right, 2 weeks out, less than 2 weeks out. Had a pretty good focus today. We got a scrimmage tomorrow, so a little bit lighter work. But our guys are chomping the bit. They understand how we get ready for games, and in this case, our scrimmage is going to be game-like. So it was a good day today, and with that, we're hoping to have a great scrimmage tomorrow.
What do you hope to find out tomorrow that you haven't seen yet?
Well, two things. We're still trying to get our starters into game shape. The only reason you can truly, or the only way you can truly do that is by playing. So you want to keep those guys healthy, but strain them to get lined up, get in shape. And then again, it's that second and third group. Who's going to make plays? When it's live, those are the best evaluation reps. You really, truly know, can someone get off a block and make a tackle? It's not, hey, I would have had him. It's, did he get it done or not?
It looked like you got a lot of work for the second and third guys today. Is that something to prepare for tomorrow? Or
Absolutely. And we're trying. We know what our first group can do. Again, the focus on them is staying sharp, but also keeping them fresh and getting them in game shape. But those twos and threes need a lot of reps. A bunch of those guys just got here this summer. Some of those guys got here in January. We've got to make sure that they, if given the chance to get in, they know what to do.
You guys got a chance to run some of your bigger sets today. How confident are you feeling in those groups?
I feel good. We haven't got a ton of practice against it, so it's good that we're starting to see that. We'll see some of that tomorrow. So again, everyone can fit. When we get bigger sets on a drill like today. Tomorrow we'll see who can get off the block and make a play.
Has Brett Johnson been excelling in his nose guard role?
Absolutely. He's a guy, because of his size, he's about 290 pounds, state champion wrestler. He's a guy who's gritty. And so as a nose guard, or as one of our inside guys in our 4-down stuff, he's really starting to make some good gains. Coach Browning's done a really nice job bringing him along, and he's going to be a guy we're going to have to count on this year.
Is the wrestler thing something you look for in some of those interior?
I do personally. I think a guy, particularly a guy who's a state champion, is a guy who's going to be gritty, understands leverage, hands, and understands just the one-on-one combat that it takes to win in the trenches.
The run defense was the one part of your defense last year that was a little up and down. Tell me why, or what you're seeing this year that gives you confidence it'll be more consistent. What are you looking for?
Well, it's something we've challenged our defense because we did a lot of good things, and you're absolutely right. Our run defense wasn't where we want it to be just yet, and so it's a focus. We're going to be able to do some things, I think, with different schemes to try to help our guys, but ultimately it comes down to guys understanding where their fit is, how to disengage from blocks and get to the ball carrier.
Is it tougher still because of the guys you're not seeing right now on the defensive line?
Well, anytime you lose some experience, you take a little hit there, but we're going to, play with the guys that are practicing, and that's our charge as coaches. It's a next up philosophy, and the guys that are here, those are the guys who are going to play.
Got to see a lot of Banjo today as well. Has he kind of, I want to say, calmed down from last year where it was kind of a bit wild at times?
Well, I think he's becoming more focused. He's a very explosive athlete. We still have to get him to where he can play consistently. He's done a better job this camp of being consistent, but he'll still go 3 steps forward and 1 step back at times. And so we got to get rid of those 1 step backwards, because when he does go 3 steps forward, he's got some explosive ability to make big plays.
Yeah, because you're seeing that athleticism. We saw a video of him dunking the other day at 240. How has he kept up his athleticism with the increased size?
Well, yeah. You see him out here. He's very sudden. He's very explosive athlete. Probably as explosive a player at his size as we have on our team. Those are the kind of guys you love as edge guys, because they can stress guys off an edge. They can chase things down from behind, and they can play in space. So, it's my job as a coach to get him ready mentally to play, and we're making progress. We're just not quite there yet.
Feel a sense of excitement growing among the players as we get closer to the first game?
Oh, absolutely. You get to this point in camp, and we got chippy the other day with our practice. Guys get tired of getting the same colored jerseys all the time. They're ready to really see who we are this year. What's the 2019 defense? What's the 2019 Bears all about? And the only true measure you can do that is when you have other opponents come in.
Trevion Beck's been a guy who, the last couple of years, you had to sort of make sure that he was on the straight and narrow, especially off the field, and become more consistent in his habits. Where is he at with that right now, and as a player, and just as maturity-wise?
Well, his maturity has come a long way, and that's why he had the year that he did a year ago. I think it's probably a constant battle with him. Some guys just have that nature that they're going to test, where those boundaries are, and as coaches, we got to remind them where those boundaries are. And he's really a good kid, but he just has one of those personalities that tends to test it. He was dinged up early in camp. It's good to see him back the last few practices, because when he's here, he shows up. He's got a great bounce in his step. He understands our disguises, and because of his really good ball skills, he's a weapon for us on defense.
Are you past the point where you have to worry about giving him too much praise because it?
I don't know that we'll ever be past that point, but he's gotten much better at that.
He's fully recovered now. He's healthy.
As far as I know, yeah, he's been released to practice.
Yeah,
so
okay.
When our trainers tell us he's released to practice and he's full go, we're going to treat him like that.
How did your the nose guards do today? Did you think?
Well, I got to watch the
Mexican
film
guys.
to make sure, but I'm really impressed with how Brett Johnson's coming along. We've been working Luke in there, and Eric Nisses is doing a fine job. So I think we got 3 very serviceable guys in there, and in an emergency, Lone's played in there, so we'll be fine there.
Anything else for Coach?
We're good, guys? All right, thanks.
Thank you.